Ben McKee, West Rucker, Go Vols 24/7 here in Clemson, South Carolina, where number 2 Tennessee just defeated number 3 Charlotte 8-1 in Tennessee's NCAA Tournament opener. And Wes, it was about as easy of an NCAA Tournament win as you can ask for. And the offense was terrific, but I think it started with Andrew Lindsey. And not only was he awesome, but getting out of that first inning was crucial.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Ben. Things start small, and they can kind of build from there. And that top of the first inning, it's easy to say after an 8-1 game that was all just smooth sailing and everything. That top of the first inning was danger time. The ball did not leave the infield, but there were the bases loaded with 2 outs, a good hitter at the plate. Lindsey bears down, gets his 3rd strikeout of the inning. And from that point forward, it was smooth sailing. From that point forward, it was Tennessee being Tennessee. Charlotte's coach said it himself. The margin for error against Tennessee is small. When Tennessee plays like that, that's the team people don't want to play.
No, not at all. And they don't want to face Andrew Lindsey because Andrew Lindsey has turned into Tennessee's ace at this point. And he didn't show very much emotions following the game and was just very ho-hum and said he didn't think twice when he saw Charlotte pop up on the screen. I don't know that I believe him, but he certainly pitched like he did not care that it was Charlotte. He said that it was just another team, his old school, when he saw it pop up on the television. And boy, did he get plenty of run support as well. Early and often, Tennessee scored all 8 of its runs in the first 4 innings. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, I believe 3 in the third, and a couple after that. It was all offense early for Tennessee.
It was, and you know, you can look at a couple things, right? It's that way that Texas A&M game went, frustrating. But if you look at the 4, 5, 6 weeks leading into that was the version of Tennessee that we sort of saw tonight. And you know, if you go out there in Hoover and you go one and done, and then you go dominate in this tournament, nobody cares. All's forgiven, right? You got the SEC title last year, try to get an NCAA title this year. So they look like themselves today. They look comfortable at the plate. Again, this team, I have questions when they're kind of trailing late in some situations and things don't start well. But when they get up on you, boy, they really can just hammer you, and they're out there playing for fun. They're hitting 400-plus foot homers for fun. They're hitting big fastballs for fun. They're out there being comfortable and having good at bats. And I thought Christian Moore's at bat, the home run he hit, he was down 0-2, you know, spits on 3 pitches, fouls one off, and then gets one, and just an absolutely beautiful swing the other way for a 400-foot home run opposite field. One of the best at-bats Tennessee's had all year. When he's like that, they're good. Now they just need to get Blake Burke cooking.
Yeah, but it's okay if Blake Burke isn't cooking if the middle of Tennessee's lineup is going to do that, because it just wasn't Christian Moore. He was terrific, but it was Jared Dickey, 3 hits. Griffin Merritt hits an absolute bomb that would still be going if that overhang right there wasn't in the way.
Right there.
411 feet, but it would have gone much further if that overhang wasn't in the way. So Moore, Dickey, Merritt, I mean, those 3 were terrific in the middle of the lineup.
They were really, really good in this game. I mean, what were they? I think 8 for 12, you know.
Scored all 8 runs.
8 runs scored, 7 RBI, a couple home runs, some really great at-bats, too, battling back from 2 strikes, even a couple loudish kind of outs in there from them, too. Really, really, really good stuff from those guys tonight. You know, I thought Maliahuna had a couple really nice moments, too, both offensively and defensively. They look like the team that could come into this park and beat Clemson and look like the number 1 seed in this thing. That's the team that Tennessee can be, and if it can string that together, look out.
They look like the national championship contender tonight, the one that we know that they're capable of. The last thing before we get out of here, they didn't beat themselves. Not a single base running mistake, not a single defensive mistake as well, unless I'm forgetting one off the top of my head, which I don't think that I am, but just an all-around well-played, clean baseball game for Tennessee.
Yeah, you know, baseball, it's a really, really hard game. It's much harder when you make it more difficult, right? I mean, it's hard enough to get 27 outs against really good players that have aluminum in their hands. It's a hard game, and when you make it harder on yourself, it doesn't matter if you're the most talented team, you're usually not going to win. But Tennessee tonight kept it simple. Make the plays in front of you, spit on bad pitches, swing at good pitches, do the simple things. And when Tennessee does that, Tennessee's hard to beat.
They certainly are, and now it sets up a fascinating matchup tomorrow night between Tennessee and Clemson. Clemson takes care of business earlier in the day, beating Lipscomb 12-5, and now they'll square off all chalk here at the Clemson Regional. And that game will begin at 6 p.m. I don't know if a TV destination has been announced yet, but a nice little doubleheader for Tennessee Athletics tomorrow, with Tennessee softball taking on Oklahoma and Tennessee looking to advance to the regional final here in Clemson. We've got plenty of coverage up at the site from tonight's game and plenty of coverage coming for tomorrow's game as well. He is Wes Rucker. I'm Ben McKee. GoVols247.com.